One. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our podcast, Next Man Up podcast. You're here with Hero Chang, the host, and your co-host Jack. And we're gonna come on today and go over some little bit of news and predictions for week 7 of the NFL. Go over the two games yesterday on Monday night, and then also talk a little bit about some other stuff. And we're about to get it back, and we're about to get to it. Well, let's kick it off. Yesterday, the two Monday night games happened.
Yeah.
We saw the Bills and the Falcons play, and then we also saw I was gonna say the Bills and the Falcons again. What the hell? And then we also saw the I'm blanking right now. What the hell?
The
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 Bears,
Commanders and the
yeah, the
Bears.
Commanders and the Bears.
Yeah.
Yes, we see those. Um. Let's start off with the first game, the Bears and the I mean not the Bears, the Bills and the Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw yesterday the Falcons just outplayed them. It was just
Yeah, it was
crazy.
yeah, it was pretty pretty hard to watch as a Bills fan, honestly. Like I mean, I think Josh Allen's just been having a rough couple of weeks and it's yeah, his road games have just been not good the past weeks. Credit to Michael Penix and their defense. I mean, their defense was going crazy for the Falcons, and I mean, it led to a lot of Atlanta offensive success. Obviously, you saw Bijan break out that 81-yard run. So yeah, they pretty much owned that game, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was watching a little bit of the game. I saw when Kincaid caught the ball for a touchdown by Josh Allen. I think it was Kincaid. It was either Kincaid or Knox, one of those two, but I mean, yeah, Josh Allen came in, it was rough for him. It looked like him, James, like just that whole team in general, they're having wide receiver problems. They benched Keon Coleman for that game for a little bit. I just don't think they trust him that much, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's weird. I don't know what's going on, but obviously he's been having some behavior problems apparently. But yeah, he's their number one guy, and hopefully they can get him back. Um, it's weird to say when their coaching staff lets him, but
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like that's what it's coming to. But that's obviously a big piece for them. So
Yeah, it's rough for Keon, but I'm hoping he gets to play. He had that great week 1 game against the Ravens, but uh we know that the Falcons win that game. Penix had a good game. Robinson and London had a good game. But besides that, we had the other Monday night game. You had the Chicago Bears and the Commanders. Um, both the first round, first number one pick, 2024, and Jay Daniels, the number 2 pick. Going back right at it, head to head, like just like last year.
yeah,
Um,
no, it's definitely been it was a good game from the start. I mean, coming from last year, obviously that's um Caleb didn't want to let that happen again. I mean, their defense obviously didn't want to see that happen again. Last second Hail Mary. Commanders almost they fought back in the second half. I mean, it was a good game for Chicago in the first half. The Commanders were lacking offense. Their defense was playing all right, but Jane Daniels wasn't really doing what Jane Daniels normally does. And he definitely picked it up in the second half. But Chicago, I mean, Jake Moody, comeback story, like he got cut from the 49ers. I mean, he he had an outstanding game, led them to a victory at the end. I mean, yeah, it was a good week overall for the Bears.
yeah. Watching that Bears game, Caleb Williams stepped up to try and win the game for them. But I think key player of that game was DeAndre Swift. He was there, good rushing yards. He had a great receiving game. But and also that Commanders team, they had a lot of takeaways. I believe they had 3 takeaways because they
Yeah,
had Marie. He had 1 fumble. Daniels had a fumble, and then Jaden Daniels also threw a pick to Jaquan Brisker. I mean that sealed the game right. I mean that kind of sealed the game right there.
Yeah,
With
the fumble towards the end of the game really gave the Bears good field position, and I
yeah,
mean, just unfortunate for them, but
it
yeah,
is just unfortunate. And then that's just how it's going to be like. But yeah, I mean, that was the last night's two games, Both teams played good. All four teams played good actually. It's
yeah,
it was just I feel like it was an upset. The Falcons win. That's a big upset against the Bills, especially. And then you also have the Bears being the Commanders. I mean, I believe the Bears were the underdogs on that game, but
yeah,
you know, it happens. They're just out there. They're playing their hardest out there to try and play. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, we can move on from that. We can get into the week 7 of the NFL season and go almost almost midway to the season. We're gonna give our predictions. Jack and I are gonna give our predictions, and then we're just gonna go through every game and then just talk about it. And then after that, we're just gonna talk a little more about some stuff and
yeah. We'll start. I know we wanted to start adding up our scores, and we're gonna see. We'll see what we get for the
yeah.
predictions each week. You guys are more than welcome to let us know who you have in each game, but yeah, we'll start. We'll start with the Thursday night game. Um, you can take us from here, Hero.
Yeah, the Thursday night game, you have the Steelers and the Bengals, It's gonna be in Cincinnati at Paycor Stadium. You have the Bengals at 2-4 and the Steelers at 4-1, Aaron Rodgers looks great out there. Him, Metcalf, they have a strong connection. And then you have Joe Flacco, the new starting quarterback for the Bengals. He looks great out there as well. Last week he played against the Packers. He had a good game against them. They didn't win, but he was doing his thing. But I think this Steelers defense gets away, and they might be old, but they have the experience to win. And Jamar Chase, T. Higgins are two great wide receivers. But I mean, I think the Steelers team comes out on top.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with that one. I think the Steelers will get the win. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, like you said, he's playing really, really good football right now. Not a lot of turnovers. DK Metcalf's balling out. Their defense is always solid. So yeah, I think the Steelers will get a win there.
Yeah, and next game we have um the 9 o'clock game on Sunday. We have the Rams versus Jaguars in London for I think the Jaguars are the home team for that game. So, I think they're the favorites right now for this game.
Mhm.
But I think it's gonna be tough for those Rams. I mean, I think the Rams do pull it off. I think they do win though. They do take that win and they go into London against the Jaguars, against a really good Jaguars team. I think they just come out and win, even with or without Puka Nacua. Because I mean, Brian Thomas, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, all three of those guys look good, but I think what's gonna sell for them is Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think as you said on Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, I think he'll have a solid game still. He'll obviously be a big part of their offense still. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Rams will pull that one out. Their offense hasn't looked great the last few days and the last few games. But obviously Puka is a big key to that. If he's missing, then we can talk otherwise, but I think they'll still have a good chance. I mean, they got Kyron Williams, one of the top running backs in the league. I think he'll do a lot of damage for them. And then as again, I mean, always a solid defense for the Rams. So I think they'll pull that one out.
Yeah. All right. And now going to our first 1 o'clock game. We have the Bears and the Saints. I mean, it's gonna be in Chicago at Soldier Field. I think after beating the Commanders, I think the Bears do come out on top. And I think it's gonna their confidence coming from last week coming into this week. I think it's gonna be a blowout and they're gonna just expose that Saints defense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the pick. As that being said, I think the Saints will come out with a win. I know it can be a shocker for some people, but I think Rattler, I think he'll have a good game. I mean, I think the Saints defense is a little hurting a little bit, but I mean, I just think Chicago's bound to have a fall week. I mean, you saw at the start of the year they weren't performing where they are now. Obviously, credit to Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, but I think the Saints will steal one here. I mean, I know a lot of people won't agree, but that's all right. That's my opinion. But yeah, I think the Saints will steal that one.
Yeah. Next 1 o'clock game is gonna be the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins, and it's gonna be in Cleveland, Ohio. So it's gonna be a home game for the Browns. And these teams they have nothing to prove. Both these teams have nothing to prove. They both have losing records. They're under 500 right now, as we know, they're 1-5. But Browns are the worst in their division. The Dolphins are the third worst in their divisions, besides the Jets. But I have the Dolphins winning this game. They have a good weapons, good running back out there. And I mean, the Browns might have a good defense, but I think that the Tua and A-Chain come on top, and A-Chain is gonna probably run for like 2 touchdowns, 150 plus.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the Dolphins will pull this one out, and I think Tua will have a good game. I mean, he's been struggling. I think A-Chain, obviously, as you said, will be a big part of this game. But yeah, I think the Dolphins will pull this out. The Browns have a good defense, but their offense is just not really active, to be honest. So yeah, I think the Dolphins will pull that one out.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. All right, next game. Next 1 o'clock game, we have the Raiders and the Chiefs. It's gonna be in Arrowhead Stadium. The Raiders, decent team, I guess you could say. They are 2-4, and the Chiefs are 3-3. But Chiefs do beat Lions at in not Arrowfield, Arrowhead. But it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be tough for this Chiefs game. For this Chiefs team, Geno Smith might not look like the best guy, but Ashton Genty, their rookie, he's gonna pound the ball. Gonna look like a he's gonna look really good out there. I mean, but I have the Chiefs winning this game. Mahomes is gonna do his thing.
Yeah, I totally agree again. I mean, I don't think for me there's much to talk about. I think the Chiefs will handedly get that win. Obviously, the Raiders can cause chaos when they go to Arrowhead. It seems like every year. But yeah, I do believe the Chiefs will pull that one out, even though their defense hasn't looked amazing. I mean, they played well this week, though. I'll give them credit, but yeah, I think the Chiefs will pull that one out.
Yeah. All right, next game. We have the Eagles and the Vikings. It's gonna be in Minneapolis for the Minnesota Vikings. It's gonna be the home game for them. Um, I mean, both teams look good. Saquon's been looking good. It's been mainly Saquon this whole year, and I think the Vikings come out on top, and it's a home game for them. Jefferson is going against a weak cornerback room, DB room there, and I think JJ might come back as well. So it's gonna be a good game, but I think it'll be close. But I think the Vikings are gonna win.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, the Eagles' cornerback room isn't looking too great. I do think they have a decent enough defense, though, to be able to withstand that. As you said, I mean, I'm gonna go with the Eagles, though. I've had some thought, and I did originally think the Vikings were gonna come out on top, but now thinking about it, I think the Eagles will pull this one out. They are on a 2-game skid. But honestly, I think Jalen Hurts will come back. I mean, he's too good not to pick up a win eventually. So I think their offense will be clicking a little bit more. Just getting AJ Brown honestly the ball is the main key. I mean, he's just been lacking so much in the recent weeks. it's kind of hard to watch. But obviously they got Devonta Smith. He's doing well. Saquon, as you said. But yeah, I think the Eagles will pull that one out. It will be close though. I do agree.
Yeah. Next game we have the Panthers and the Jets. Uh, Panthers. It's gonna be in MetLife Stadium for the Jets home game, but Jets are not 1-6. They don't have a win. They're 0-6. And then the Panthers are 3-3. But watching, it's gonna be a home game for the Jets. This is a tough game. Both these teams. You have Jets where they have nothing to prove, so they're probably just gonna play their heart out. But Panthers, they're in that playoff run right now with 3-3. They have a chance to win and keep winning. And Bryce Young looks good, and Rico Dowdle, he's coming back. He's the backup, and right now he's been putting on a show. But I have the Panthers winning, even though all three of their losses come from away games and all three of their wins come from home games. I think they overcome their challenge and they beat the Jets away.
Yeah, I think as you said with Rico Dowdle, I think that's another like Jake Moody, like a really good comeback story. I mean, got cut, free agent, they sign him, Chuba Hubbard goes down. I mean, I think that's a really good story and he's been popping off lately for sure. But being said, I mean, just looking at it, it's tough. I mean, as you mentioned, 3-0 at home, 0-3 away. I mean, it makes sense for the Panthers to pick up a win, but I'm gonna give the Jets their first win. I think Aaron Glenn will scheme up something enough to be able to get them a win. I think their defense is still good. Not 0-5 but or 0 whatever they are. I think they're 0-5, right?
0-6.
0-6, yeah. I don't think they're that bad, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think Fields will turn it around this game. He's been banged up. I mean, it's been rough for him, but yeah, I think the Jets will come up with a clutch win this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a hard game,
Gonna be
but
tough, yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
All right, for the last 1 o'clock game on CBS is the Patriots, 4-2 Patriots versus the 1-5 Tennessee Titans. It's gonna be in Nashville for the Titans. Titans right now they have one of the worst offenses right now. They really do suck. They are a team that's just trying to rebuild. They just fired their head coach, and
Yep.
the Cam Ward looks. Like he just looks bad because of the team that he's around. Calvin Ridley, his own main target is not even catching the ball. You have Tony Pollard back there, but your O-line's not that good. I just feel bad for Cam Ward out there. I mean, but as for the right here, Jack lags and he just leaves, but it's hard to edit it. So, all right, I mean, yeah, we have the next game. We have the Patriots and the Titans game. That's the last 1 o'clock game. You have the Patriots 4-2, the 1-5 Titans. It's gonna be in Nashville in Tennessee, but I have Patriots winning on top of this. It's clear, obvious. Titans, they don't have a good team no more. They're last place in their offense. Their offense just sucks. Defense just sucks. Everything just sucks for them right now. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Drake May's looking good. I think Cam Ward, I don't think he looks horrible, but their team's struggling. They fire their coach, just nothing really going for them. So I think the Patriots will come out with the victory.
Yeah, that's not. It's pretty clear. Patriots late coming back. All right, next game. Oh, first 4 o'clock game. Yeah, the Giants and the Broncos. This is a hard game because Giants look good. They Drake May, Cam Scatterboo. They look those two guys, rookies. They're putting in the work. But
I mean
uh,
Jackson Dart.
all right, Jackson Dart. What did I say?
Drake May.
Jackson Dart. What the hell? Talk about
You're
Drake
good.
May. Jackson Dart. Yeah, he just looks good. He called out Madison Beer in front of Justin Herbert. That's just a crazy thing to do as a rookie. But. I think they lose. Jackson Dart's gonna throw like probably 2 picks this game against this really good defense with their pass rushing with think Nick Bonnett, is it?
Benito or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
Benito. Yeah. Um, he's gonna go off this game. I think. He think he's gonna get past this really bad O line and just get undone like that. But Keelan Scotty was gonna go for a good game as well. It's gonna be close, because the Broncos love to make it a close game. But I think the Broncos move on to 5-2.
Yeah, I think I mean I disagree. I think the Giants will pull it out. Just from last week's showing, I think the Broncos just I mean they're a good team. They're definitely better than what they showed last week, but I mean I think Jackson Darts, I mean he's right now one of the top rookies. I mean he's playing, he's balling out. I mean Cam Scadaboo, he's running through walls for this team. I mean, they're looking good. I mean, their defense is, I mean, they got a studded front. They got Carter, they got Dexter. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, running the ball is not gonna be easy. They're gonna have to pass, so we'll see what happens. Obviously Bo Nix is a great quarterback, but yeah, I got the Giants in this one.
All right. For the next game, we have another 4 o'clock game in SoFi Stadium. The Chargers versus the Colts. The Colts are coming off a good game last week, beating the Cardinals, and then the Chargers coming off a good game against the Dolphins too. But you know, Chargers looking rough on defense, and you have the number one offense coming against you with the Colts coming 5-1. Daniel Jones looking good, but I think Chargers still pull it off at home. The environment is different at home. They're gonna be missing Martin Hampton, and I think Quinn Johnson's not gonna be playing either. But I think the Chargers win. Justin Herbert's gonna do his thing again, like how he always does, and he's just gonna play good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Chargers will get it done too. Looking at Herbert, I mean, he had a good game last week, obviously cutting it a little close, but yeah, I mean, he's been balling. I mean, obviously, their defense has been pretty solid too. Obviously, not great with being last week. I mean, only winning by two, but yeah, I mean, they look good, so I think they'll pull it out.
Yeah. Next game we have the Packers and the Cardinals, and it's gonna be in Arizona. I mean, I think the Cardinals come out on top right here. I'm gonna say right now, you got the 3-1-1 Packers and the 2-4 Cardinals. I had the Packers losing this game. You know, Jordan Love, he's a good quarterback, but I think Cardinals come out, Buda Baker, he's gonna lead his team. He's tired of losing, he says all the time. Like he said, I think he's gonna prove a point that that day at 4 o'clock at 4:25 on Fox. And he's just gonna do his thing against the Packers. And especially they're at home too, so it gives them the upside.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know we were talking about this a little before. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Cardinals will make a statement here. Their defense, obviously, Buda Baker stud. It's struggling a little bit for sure. I mean, coming off, I mean, you lose to the Titans. That's not great, obviously, but I feel like I mean, they're a good team. I feel like if Kyler plays, I think they'll have a really good shot. And Jordan Love, it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, they've been winning, but Jordan Love just hasn't looked great. So I agree with you on this one. I got the Cardinals.
Yeah. Next 4 o'clock game, and I believe last 4 o'clock games. It will be the Commanders and the Cowboys. You have 3-3 Commanders just losing to the Bears just yesterday, and you have the Cowboys 2-3-1, and they just um they just lost to the Panthers. Well, rough game right there, but I have the Cowboys coming in winning this game. It's gonna be at AT&T Stadium. It's gonna be at home for the Cowboys. Don't really like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys in general, but I think they do win and come out and win this game. Dak Prescott's been looking good. Javonte Williams has been a beast after changing his environment from moving from the Broncos to the Cowboys. And then also you have CeeDee Lamb coming back maybe this week, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a good game for that too. But I have the Cowboys coming out on top and winning this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know we talked about this one too. I have Jane Daniels and the Commanders coming out on top. I feel like it's going to be a really good game, high scoring game. Obviously you got Dak on one side, you got Jaden on the other. I think they'll both perform well. Jaden coming off of last week, I mean, a loss, but a hard fought loss. I mean, nothing really wrong with him in that game, but obviously I mean the fumble at the end really hurt that game. But I mean, I think Jerry, I just saw on ESPN, he just requested if any teams have any defensive players, he's trying to trade for some of those guys. So obviously they need some help on defense, and I think Jane Daniels will take advantage of it personally. So I think the Commanders come out on top in that one, even though it will be a tough road game for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough, but next game we have the Falcons and the San Francisco. So I mean, it's gonna be a home game for the 49ers in Levi Stadium. This 49ers team's been banged up, left to right. You're losing key defensive players of Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. And then the Falcons are coming in, hot. Just beat the Bills yesterday. And Bijan looked good, London looked good, Penix looked like a really good quarterback out there. But I mean, I also had the Falcons winning over this away game. And but I do think that Christian McCaffrey is gonna do his thing and everything. But I do have the Falcons winning this game, and Bijan and London are just gonna carry like how they always do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we all saw Penix prove himself last night, especially with a big game. Obviously, you got Bijan going crazy again with that 81 yard, I mean, almost game-changing run. But yeah, I totally agree. I got the Falcons too. Not much to say, but I mean, Mac Jones has been doing a good job. Just, I mean, losing Fred Warner, losing most of your offense. I mean, it's just tough. So I think the Falcons will pull that one out.
Yeah. All right, let's go on and move on to the Monday night games. We have two doubleheader again, one at 7 o'clock, and let's talk about that one. Yeah, the Buccaneers coming to the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Our team, the Detroit Lions. I think it's gonna be a close game. These two, they always have a battle. I mean, they played each other in the playoffs, played each other last year. Even that playoff year they played each other and they came to Ford Field. But I think the Detroit Lions do come out and win this game, bounce back against the cheating Chiefs, and I will say cheating Chiefs. But yeah, I think they come back and they win this game, and they're gonna be missing Godwin and Evans, and we might be missing Arnold and Reed, but we just signed Kendall Fuller to our practice squad, and I know he's gonna get moved up by the end of this, by the time we play. But I do have the Lions winning by probably like a touchdown or a field goal would be is that's my prediction.
Yeah, for sure. I hate betting against us. I mean, Baker, obviously, he's been having a great season. Jared, I mean, coming off of a loss, other than last game, I mean, he's looked really good. Two top, I mean, MVP contenders, going at it. But all that being said, I do have our Lions on top. I do think it's going to be very close, as you said. There's not going to be a lot of separation between our offense and our defense, but it's yeah, I think it's gonna be close, and yeah, I think we'll pull it out, but it's definitely gonna be a interesting game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, two MVP caliber quarterbacks. But last game of the week, 10 o'clock, last Monday night game, the Texans and the Seahawks. These are two really good teams as well. I mean, on paper, Texans look good. Their defense is just okay, and then the Texans' offensive line is just horrendous. They're just coming into this season had a lot of hype, but it's just bad. But I I think Seattle's gonna win. It's gonna be at home for Seattle. Sam Darnold looks good. Um, Jackson Smith and Jigba looks really good right now. And Jackson Smith, he's putting them numbers up. He's their guy,
Yeah.
especially. And I also think their tight end Barner from Michigan, that guy he looks good as well. That's one of Darnold's favorite targets. But handing it back to you, Jack. I mean, who do you think is gonna win?
Yeah, I mean, I got the Seahawks. I mean, I think the Seahawks will get it done. I like Darnold. I like what he's been doing this season. Obviously you got in Jigba. I mean, he's going crazy. I mean, it's been a great year for him. And I mean, we're 7 weeks in. He's putting up numbers, man. I mean, if you look at it, but yeah, I think they'll get it done. I mean, I like what they got. And obviously, as you said, Barner's been a key role in that offense. Yeah, I think their defense will hold them too. I mean, solid there. But yeah, I guess Seahawks.
Yeah, and then the two teams that are on bye is the Ravens and the Bills. But I think I mean that's our predictions for this week, and there's so much more to come by from those two teams, but now going off those two things, some more news in the NFL, CJ Gardner-Johnson just waived with the Ravens because of a emotional decision, but I just think that the Ravens don't really want him with his attitude. And then we also have BB from the Lions, Brian Branch just got fined 1 game suspension and no pay, so it's gonna be tough for him. But and then also like I said earlier, Kendall Fuller gets dragged into the Lions practice squad. But I mean that's what's been going on in NFL right now. I mean, nothing really new from yesterday, but and also we watched the game yesterday, but those two games like coming out, Falcons win and then the Bears win. I mean, anything from you, Jack?
Yeah, I mean they those teams showed out. I mean it was good Monday night football games, but yeah, I think overall just Josh Allen's got to clean it up on the bye week. They got to get something going. I could see Sean McDermott on the real hot seat. I mean, he's they're struggling, so but yeah, I think they'll turn it around. Obviously then they play the Panthers after their bye week, so I think they'll turn it around then, but yeah, other than that, I mean, Penix looked good. But yeah, every team looked pretty good. So
Yeah. I mean, let's look at baseball right now. That's been
yeah,
a good thing right now. The Jays and the Mariners, I mean, everyone expected the Jays to win. The Blue Jays, they're probably, I think they weren't they the best team in the,
yeah, they were the favorites in the series too.
yeah,
Coming off two straight losses. I mean, it's tough. I mean, obviously the Mariners are a really good team, but the Blue Jays got to look to bounce back, and I think they will. They're a good enough team for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, Seattle looking to go to the World Series for the first time in a long time. But yeah, it's turned out to be a really good series.
yeah. We have and then also tonight we have the Dodgers and the Brewers this week. Today actually at 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Who do you got that game?
I uh, I got the Brewers. I got the Brewers coming back. The Dodgers, don't get me wrong, they're a great team. I mean, it's gonna be a close game for sure. I just think the Brewers are bound to win a game, and I think tonight's the night. I mean, they look good in the last game. Got to do some more on offense, but other than that, I mean, I think their pitching was good. I think they look good overall, so I think they'll get it done.
Yeah, I mean, personally, me, I think the Dodgers come and win the game. I mean, I'm a big Shohei fan. I want him to come win another title again. But what do you think? I mean, I'm gonna ask you this question: like, what if the Tigers never lost against Seattle? Do you think they would be in the same position of being 2-0 against the Blue Jays?
Um, I I don't think so because of the way how that series was and how it turned out. I mean, we went through so many pitchers in those 5 games that we would have had to start with bullpen pitchers, and I just think the Blue Jays. I think they hammer off of bullpens, so it would be a tough series for sure. But I mean, I think we'll find our way if we did make it throughout that series. We'd find a way to make it interesting. But I mean, I saying that, I don't think necessarily we would be in the same position, but I think we would show competitiveness. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously you don't know, but yeah, I think it would be either way, I think the series is would be really good. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know.
yeah.
Um, any like so saying again, you know, this year we're almost at mid-season for NFL and about to be week 8 and we're going into week 7. And a lot of teams right now they're on trade and like we said, like our podcast name, Next Man Up. That's what a lot of people in the NFL are going through right now. What do you think? I mean, like all these trades, you know, we talked about it the other day, and now it's just more talk. I mean, who do you think might get traded by the end of this?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you're definitely right about the fact that everybody needs to be able to step up. I mean, like you said, we're playing with like third string defensive players right now. I mean, it's tough for a lot of teams, especially the Lions. But I mean, I mean a few top names as you said, like Tariq Woolen, he's a big obviously he's been in that name saying for a few weeks. I mean, it's yeah, I mean a lot of teams would love to pick him up. He's a top caliber corner. I mean, so yeah, I mean he's one of them and then obviously you got other studs, but I mean people are going to be looking for defensive guys. I mean, it sounding from the owners, I mean, a lot of defensive players are getting hurt, so a lot of people are going to be looking to pick up defensive players, I mean, from free agency or just trades.
Yeah, I mean, I think a key guy, Cameron Jordan from the Saints. I think he might be a guy that might get traded to like the 49ers. You know, they lose Nick Bosa, you lose Fred Warner. You're gonna need a captain over there for that team. And I think that's where Cam Jordan comes in and he's gonna come and do his thing over there, you know. And I mean that's who I believe is gonna come and win
Yeah.
the game for them. Be the defensive guy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, for sure for a lot of teams going down the stretch. I mean, playoff caliber teams. I mean, they're going to be looking to make moves. I think a lot of the obviously rebuilding teams are going to look to make moves. I mean, Calvin Ridley possibly could be on the trading block. The Titans just don't have a lot going for them, so I think they could easily be he could be a guy that definitely sees the market. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah, it is gonna be really interesting. Uh, you know, right now looking at stats too, you know, Matthew Stafford leads the league in um passing yards and they're following up is Dak and then Sam and then Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and Drake May, you know. Do you think there's like any shocker there or do you think there should be someone else that's there that like it's like
Um, I don't think there's necessarily a shocker, but when you said Drake May, I know he's coming off of kind of a down year. Their team just hasn't been where they've wanted it to be in the past 2 years, but you've definitely seen him definitely take a step up. I mean, he's leading their offense. I mean, coming off of beating the Bills, that was huge for them. Coming off of a close game with the Saints, but I mean, still getting the win. I mean, he's been looking good out there, so I'm not totally shocked, but it's definitely a to see him in the top five. I mean, he's making improvements for sure.
yeah. Um How do you what do you know already at mid year, you know, and playoffs coming off too, you know, for NFL. Like what do you think about like who do you think might make it this year? Who might be that number one seed for both NFC and AFC?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right now, it's kind of hard to tell with a lot of teams being super like close together. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of teams are really close in records, so I feel like it's a little hard to tell, but at the same time, obviously you got your top guys. I mean, it's just tough. Like you look at the Lions, like everybody's expecting a big year from us, but injuries just seem to kill us every single year. So it's just it's I don't know. It's I guess it's almost a matter of being healthy, honestly,
Yeah.
for when that time comes. So I'd say it's a little too early right now, but I mean every team is I'd say still in it other than a few, but yeah.
Okay, moving on from NFL for our pro league, I say we take a step down and we go talk about college. This weekend, we can't forget about college. Those games are gonna be good and gonna be nice. We have, I believe week 8 of college football. We have key games, I'd say Ole Miss and the ranked games, Ole Miss and Georgia, and then we also have Tennessee versus Alabama, and then USC versus Notre Dame. That's a rivalry game right there as well. Let's start with the Georgia and Alabama, Georgia and Ole Miss game. Ole Miss coming in at number 5, and then Georgia 9. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that? Or what do you think is gonna happen in that game? Or
I I honestly think I mean they're both really good teams, but I think Georgia honestly will come through. I mean they've been known to be good. Ole Miss has been good. I mean coming off a win versus LSU, that was huge for them. But I do really think Georgia's one of the teams to beat. So I think they'll come out with the win there.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I think Georgia's just gonna come and wreck them, and it's them Bulldogs. They look good. You might have lost to Alabama, which is a rough game, but that Bama team looks really good themselves.
Yeah.
But I have Georgia winning, the Bulldogs winning. Next game we have Tennessee versus Alabama. I mean, I have Bama winning this game. Tennessee, you lose to Georgia, and then Georgia, they lose to Bama. It all correlates. So, I mean, I'd say Bama wins. Um, I think the Tide come in and they come wipe them. I think they come wipe them Volunteers out.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I mean, having a close game with Mizzou last week, it was I mean, they're a hell of a team too. I mean, that's a top 15 battle right there. But yeah, I think Alabama comes in. I think they do win that game. It could be pretty close just with Alabama's quarterback and Ty Simpson. He's had good games, but at the same time he's looked a little when the pressure's on, he's looked a little not super great. But yeah, I think they'll come in, get the job done. I think it will be a win for Alabama.
Yeah. Um, and also we have 7:30. We have USC versus Notre Dame. The Trojans versus the Fighting Irish. And this and personally, me, I think USC might win. Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane. Those are two guys you need to watch out for. And Notre Dame. The team it's been okay. They've been working with what they need to. They have come across some pretty rough losses. They lost to I believe A&M and who else did they lose to?
Um,
Miami.
hmm
Yeah, they're losing to number 2 Miami, and then you also lose to Texas A&M, Texas A&M, I think, or is it Texas Tech?
I think it was
Yeah,
A&M.
yeah,
I think you're
A&M.
right.
A&M, they're a tough team.
Hmm
That's tough guy. Those are some tough guys, but I personally think they're frauds. But I think Notre Dame is gonna lose that game. But both the same Brown brothers. I bet if you watch their podcast, they're gonna be going at it that week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, that's for sure. But I think you're right. I think USC will pull it out. Obviously, you got for Notre Dame, you got Jeremiah Love, a top running back in this upcoming draft, and I think he's been playing really well. But yeah, as you said, I mean, beating your team Michigan, I mean, it was tough to watch for Michigan. But I feel like they got a really good quarterback. I mean, obviously Makai Lemon, I mean, he's been amazing this year, but and they've also had a good run game. I mean, I was
Yeah.
surprised how much they were able to get done on the ground. But yeah, I think they'll get it done. I got USC.
One game I think we need to appreciate is Virginia versus who do they play? Washington State. We just had Robbie Engelberg on our podcast. Safety for Virginia, and it's gonna be a good game. I think Washington State will get destroyed. They did play against Ole Miss last week, but Virginia, they're coming hot. I think they're coming for that 12-man playoff. I think they have a chance to come and win. next week, their schedule, like what Robbie said, it's hard, but I personally think it's easy for them. But um, I think they do come out and win that game.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Robbie. But yeah, I think Virginia's gonna get it done this week. I mean they got so far their offense has looked really good. I mean, you start with Morris, the quarterback. I mean, he's been putting up numbers, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for another big game. But yeah, I mean, Virginia's defense has been looking good. I mean, some close games. I mean, obviously I know we talked about that Florida State game they had with Robbie, but yeah, they've been looking good. I mean, yeah, they I think Virginia comes out on top in a big way, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now what we should look at is any upset games this week. And I think one upset this week, I think Auburn versus Missouri, Missouri coming at 16 and Auburn is unranked. I mean, I think, Auburn went against Georgia last week and Auburn looked pretty good, putting up 10 points against Georgia, but then letting go like last minute, letting go and just letting them put another extra 10 points on the board. But I think Auburn comes out and win that game against them.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I think Auburn's been kind of an underdog this year. They haven't showed a lot of fight, but I mean it's a case where they're Auburn and they're always gonna I mean they're gonna play a good game, but yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And Mizzou, I mean they've looked good coming off a loss though. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, um, it's one of those games where you look at Auburn's team and Auburn just doing their thing every week, But I think yeah, like we said, Auburn coming out on top. Let's we know for college, both of us we both come from two different teams. I love Michigan, you love MSU. You guys have a tough matchup with number three Indiana this week. Are you scared in any way? Like, what do you think? Like, number
Yeah, I
three.
mean, obviously they got that boy Mendoza at quarterback that I mean, he's been putting on a show for them lately. Coming off beating Oregon, I mean, that's always scary if a team's beating Oregon. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, everybody's talking about how our coach Smith, he's on the hot seat right now. I mean, he coming over from Oregon State. I mean, him with Childs. I mean, it's rough right now, but I don't think it's all Child's fault, but I do think he plays a big role in this. But yeah, I mean, you're always going to be scared when it's the number three team in the nation coming to play you. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to win the game personally, but I hope to show some fight at least and not do what we did against UCLA last week. So
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
yeah,
And then Michigan versus Washington, that's gonna be a tough game. Washington, they've been on a streak a little bit themselves, and Michigan struggling with their quarterback right now. But I mean, it's tough to watch Michigan lose, and it's sad, I mean, last week all Michigan teams lost. You think
yeah,
about it. Yeah.
yeah,
Michigan lose against USC, and then you had Michigan State lose to UCLA, Detroit lost, and then the Tigers lost too that week as well. It's just disappointing. But I think Michigan do come out on top. They could overcome last week, and then they just do their thing, and they just beat them real quick, go home, and then we celebrate, and it's just like that. We just win. But
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, and then um, about enough about football right now about college, but let's talk about basketball. They're in their preseason right now. The NBA, going crazy right now. You have Wembanyama looking like a guy that might just win MVP because of his height, and then you also have guys like Cooper Flag and everybody. I think Edgecombe, he looks good out there as well.
Yeah.
Um, but some of the games just started right now. You have the Pistons and Cavaliers right now in preseason. But
Yeah.
let's see how they play tonight. But
Yeah, for sure. It's starters are getting a lot of reps for their teams, and I think it's gonna be interesting this season for sure. I mean, I've been hearing Cooper Flag's gonna could rock some of the point guard for the Mavericks, bringing the ball up and getting those duties. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun season.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Talking about Dallas, their team does not look that bad. If Kyrie comes back, they could be contenders themselves already.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much all we got
I
for
mean,
now.
yeah, you know. Tomorrow we will have a special guest with us, most likely. Um, and then also this weekend we might have another special guest with us as well. But thank you for watching our podcast for Next Man Up, and this is Hero Chang, your host, and Jack McBath, your co-host, and we're gonna be signing off for today. And thank you for watching. If you do watch all the way to the end, and we do appreciate if you support and repost or share our videos at all. But if you want us to discuss something, DM us, comment on our videos, something, and let us know. It's always a delight to respond back to fans or even just people that are just want to come out and help support. But that's all we have for today.
Yep.
Thank you for watching, and Next Man Off podcast is out.